Hey folks, we're really excited about our first guest here today, Sista KB. She's going to be coming and talking to us about what's going on in her life, and she's got a lot of exciting things for us to talk about and to listen to. So let's have a warm Keyboard Exchange International welcome for Sista KB. So much for joining us here today.
Hey, Mr. Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing well. It's so good to see you. I've so enjoyed watching you in our videos that we've put out recently.
Thank you.
The newest video I'm most excited about because it actually has Randolph demonstrating an organ, but you appearing virtually while singing with your church.
Yes.
And gee, I must have watched that 10 times already. I think our viewers are going to love it. You know, Brian and I coordinate with the editing process, you know, but to have you and your church ensemble singing while Randolph's playing, that's just a wonderful thing. So tell us, what all's been going on in your life? Your husband Nate, he tells us you're always on the go, always on the go.
Oh gosh, Energizer Bunny. That's what I think I'm going to change my name to, for
Okay.
real. I am. I'm all over the place. I really am. Again, thank you for your comments on the video. That's the serious side of me. Just loving the Lord. That's, you know, above all, I really do love the Lord. But yeah, from singing, being a praise and worship leader, a choir director, a mom, a wife. We have our own catering company.
Oh, tell us about that.
Okay, so my husband and I, we both own a catering company. Nate's Catering Company. You want some of the best barbecue in town, it is the place to come to. Nate's Catering Company. We specialize in Southern style foods, so macaroni and cheese, your grandmama's macaroni and cheese. I'm not talking about that stovetop stuffing and all of that. I'm talking about your grandmama, you know, where you got to crack the eggs and put the milk and all of that stuff. Collard greens, the best collard greens, picked out the garden collard greens with some smoked turkey meat. You know, the best beef brisket, melt in your mouth, fall apart. And Randolph had a chance this past holiday to get a smoked turkey. Listen, I ain't got no problem with y'all putting your turkey in the oven, but you have not had smoked turkey until you had it off the grill.
You know, it sounds like we need to get Nate to talk about this in one of our upcoming videos.
You do.
Although, Sista KB has her own YouTube and TikTok channel, so if you haven't subscribed to those, you might want to think seriously about doing it. And maybe Randolph would have a comment or two to say now about the Keyboard Exchange channel. I don't know.
Well, concerning Keyboard Exchange, let's not forget to subscribe, hit that bell. Don't forget.
Good job, Randolph.
Let's give some credit where credit is due. Sista KB inspired you to say that now, didn't she?
Can't forget.
Yes.
Well, folks, we're going to take a little break now for an important message. And it's so important that it might be the most exciting and important message that we've ever announced in the last 10 years. So we'll take a little break. Sista KB, can you stay with us for a while?
I can.
Okay, and Sista KB and Randolph will be back with us. And Randolph, how about taking us out with a little exciting music, and then we'll take our break and we'll come back. That's a great sounding Hammond organ.
Isn't it?
But this organ came to us as a trade-in.
Yes.
And the church that had this, we sold them this instrument about 6 years ago.
I remember.
And wonderful church. They never had a moment's problem with the organ. I think we sent you up for annual maintenance and you put a new tube.
One tube.
One tube in the Tall Boy 31H. Now, in the first part of this video, I mentioned that the Hammond B3 organ is the king of musical instruments. Long live the vintage Hammond organs. The Hammond B3 is known as the king of musical instruments.
Yes.
And when Mr. Hammond first invented the Hammond organ, the pipe organ manufacturers didn't want him to call his invention an organ.
Wow.
Okay, so he had to be a part of a contest where he put his organ behind a curtain, then the pipe organ was behind a curtain, and people sat out in the audience and judged. And half the people thought the Hammond was the pipe organ, so that won for Mr. Hammond the right to call his invention an organ. Now, why I go into such detail on that at the moment is because this is a Model A.
Original.
615, I believe, is the serial number, so it was made in 1935, possibly 1936, and it's still totally functional. It plays great, and you heard Randolph playing it, and he'll play a little more after I finish saying a few words and after he says a few words, but a Model A with that Tall Boy Leslie. And as you pointed out a moment ago, this has 2 outlets. Someone could have the Tall Boy and a brand new 122A or substitute. We could work it out, for people. This would be a little more expensive, but this is a historic piece of equipment. We could start our own museum with this one as the basis, and then put in the Model BC. We have a nice BV. And I think we're getting a B2 soon.
Wow.
So we could have like our own little start to a Hammond organ museum. The only problem with that is, Randolph, when I left the house this morning, my wife said, "Oh, museum, schmuseum, you need to go to work and sell some organs." And she said, "Because I need a new pair of shoes." So, okay, so my baby needs a new pair of shoes. So we're trying to sell some of these organs because, the old expression, my baby needs a new pair of shoes.
I have to stop you there.
What's that?
You think that's something?
Yeah, I thought it was something.
Well, first of all, I need to sell some organs. Because first of all, my wife, my baby, she decided to stay home today. Number 1. Number 2, we're having a baby.
Whoa!
We're having a baby. So, I need to sell some organs.
Oh, we both need to sell some organs then.
Yes.
Folks, if you're ever going to think about buying an organ, let's try to help Randolph and his young new family. Let's buy an organ from us. Mention Randolph's name and the baby that's coming, and the baby should be paid a commission.
College fund or something.
Whatever.
It's going to something.
Okay, so yeah, that kind of overshadows my baby needing a new pair of shoes. And thank you so much for sharing that. Please tell Ashley we send our regards, and that all our viewers probably will want to wish her and you well. And congratulations. This is wonderful, wonderful, wonderful news. This is what some newscasters would call breaking news. Let's put some breaking news in this video because it don't get no more breaking than that. Congratulations, Randolph. So why don't you play a little more, a little more on this Model A with the Tall Boy smokestack Leslie Model 31H, and let people know what it sounds like. And then we're going to go back over to number 341, which we identified as the king of musical instruments, but we didn't get, you were out of town, so we couldn't get you to play.
Okay.
So we'll play this a little, and then we'll go over there to 341. Once again, sincerely, my congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Randolph Carter. Randolph Carter on Hammond B3, ladies and gentlemen.
Taking us to church.
And we're back here once again at Keyboard Exchange International with Sista KB. And we're asking her some questions that we probably all want to know more about you, Sista KB, because what I'm learning about you is you have a multifaceted personality. You've got a very serious side, a very spiritual side, in addition to your Sista KB personality.
Yes.
But how long have you been actually singing in the church?
So I started singing, like in our denomination of church is Church of God in Christ. So a lot of us that, you know, are interested in music, we start off young. We start off in what's called the Sunshine Band. So that's with all of the kids, right, Randolph? That's with all of the kids. But I had a strong voice. So I was kind of elevated to the big choir at an early age. So I was like 12 years old. But here's the thing though, Mr. Jim. So I was excellent at singing background in the choir. But even though I had a lead voice, anytime I would get up to sing a lead song, I just get a headache.
Oh.
My head would just start hurting. I'm for real. So I wouldn't stand up and sing in front of nobody.
Oh, well, I'm glad you got past that. We recently featured you singing in one of our videos with Randolph playing and demonstrating a Hammond B3 in Ebony number 406. But I think what we'd like to do is show a little clip of you singing lead in your choir.
Okay.
Brian, why don't we take a look at Sista KB for a little while so people understand what she's capable of here.
I serve a risen Savior in this world today. I know that He is living, whatever men may say. I see His hand of mercy. I hear His voice of cheer. You ask me how I know He lives. He lives within my heart. You know He lives. Listen, yes He lives. Yes He lives. Yes He lives.
So, Sista KB, thanks so much for allowing us to share you in action at your church.
Thank you.
I loved when you were singing that, and I loved when Randolph was actually playing a second B3 organ here in the store. We kind of melded the two together. I hope we can do more of that in the future, because I think I enjoyed that very much. I mean, I hope other people will as well. But so you started out singing in the choir as a young person, and now you're a music director and a choir director and a lead singer with all the other things that you've done in your life. I mean, you've got a lot going on, certainly.
Yeah.
But you must have had some very, very funny moments as you were working with choirs and singing, do you have something special you might like to share?
So the thing is, I'm a little different. I've always had a comedic mindset, even when I didn't know I had one. So I would just find things funny to laugh at in the choir. But the funniest moment is myself, Mr. Jim. Ain't that a mess?
It is.
It is myself. I'm serious. Because listen, you remember I told you I used to get headaches all the time, right? And so when I finally did start coming out singing, it was so bad, Mr. Jim. Let me tell you, if the audience was where you are, I would stand up to sing and I would literally turn my back to the audience like this. And at that time, we didn't have cordless mics, right? So you couldn't go very far. So I'm like turned to the back like this, and I'm sitting there fiddling with the cord from the microphone. And my feet, I was like, crazy or something. My feet would be going like this, and I would sing one verse, one chorus, and sit down. And the church would go crazy, and they'd be like, what's wrong with that girl? Is something wrong with her? Like, where's the rest of the song? I just chopped the people's song up, Mr. Jim. Wouldn't even sing the whole thing. It was a mess. I'm so embarrassed.
Well, you have obviously come a long, long way.
Ooh,
a long,
yes.
long way. But you know what I'd like for us to do? I think we could start with your story, and maybe you could share some more stories over the course of time.
Okay.
But I think it would be fabulous for other people who share your experiences as a singer, choir director, ensemble director, and those type of experiences within the choir. If you're a member of a choir or a leader of a choir, or you've experienced something funny that you would like to share with the rest of us, put it in the comments. Hey, if you want to send a little video of yourself talking about it, I think this would be a wonderful thing for us to share on our channel.
Yeah.
I really do.
Let's not forget about the musicians now, because we have some embarrassing moments as well.
Good thinking, Randolph.
Yes.
Now, Randolph, he wants you musicians to tell about your funny stories too, so feel free. We can all have a good laugh together.
Oh, yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah.
Well, once again, Sister KB, we're going to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me,
We
sir.
thank your husband, Nate, and for telling us about his business.
Thank you, babe.
And I look forward to the day when we can have a little sample party.
Now, that would be good.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Good. But I don't want no sample, Mr. Jim. I want a plate, a full plate.
Okay,
Don't give me no sample. I'm greedy. Don't let me fool you.
I'm telling you, that smoked turkey, that's the first thing you need to try.
Okay, well, we have something to look forward, folks. Randolph, how about taking us out now with some of that good music you'd like to play?
I need
like
my
to hear.
tambourine, Randolph.
Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. I'll get you a tambourine.
Get me a tambourine.
Right now. Randolph, go ahead and start playing. I'll be right back with a tambourine. Thank you, Sister K and Randolph. Let's hear it from folks. Hi, I'm Jim Huss, speaking with you from the showroom at Keyboard Exchange International. We'd like to thank all of you who have helped us grow our business for the past 51 years, and it is our intent to find good homes for all the instruments we have gathered from all over the United States. Thank you to the families that have preserved the instruments and then sold them to us, knowing that we would find good homes for them. If you, on the other hand, are in need of an instrument, please give us a call. There's been a lot of effort to gather these instruments together, and we would like to make you part of the Keyboard Exchange International family. Let's all work together to keep these fine instruments going long into the future so that we now and future generations can continue to enjoy the wonderful sound of the Hammond tone wheel organ. God bless. Signing off.